Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, hi. My name is Unapologetically Mocha, and on this channel we talk about all things craft crochet. So if you're into crafts, if you're into crochet, and you're into the life that goes with people that are into craft and crochet, welcome to my channel. You're in the right place, because that's my jam. This is going to be a really quick video. I just wanted to just give you a few tips or so in the event that you actually jumped on the Cotton Kings bandwagon from Hobbii, and you've either you're either kind of intimidated about working with it, or you've tried to work with it and you've been rather frustrated with it. I want to give you a few tips on how to work with this, because it can be a pain. Let's just call it what it is. Because unlike most yarns that people are used to working with, this yarn isn't twisted. It's literally just 4 strands of yarn. Focus. There we go. Side by side. They're not twisted. They're not plied. They're just sitting there next to each other going, let's make something. And that might not seem like much of a problem when you think about it, but here's a story. Story time. When I got my first Cotton King, which is probably, I'd say, a year or so, probably a little longer than that, I busted it out and I thought, hey, it's going to be fun. Let's make something. Well, I busted it out and I started working with it. And I was getting stitches that looked all kinds of wonk. I mean, camera, cooperate. You see those? See how all just undefined and basically look like drunken stitches? Like I was drunk when I made them. I was perfectly sober when I did this. But it was tough going, and I got frustrated, and this was the project that I had started. And finally I was just like, I got frustrated and I just kind of tossed it aside and I didn't work with it anymore. But this yarn, like any other yarn, basically just takes practice. And so with some practice, I actually got to making stitches that look like the ones you see here. You know, camera, you know, uniform, straight, this color's washing out. Let me try another project. This is, see, much more uniform, much more straight, much more crisp. This is kind of a bad example because these are on an angle, and whenever you're crocheting anything on an angle, the stitches tend to look a little weird. But you can see that I've definitely got more control over how these stitches look. And the key is, you got to get the tension down. If you don't get the tension down, the threads aren't going to work with you. They're not going to cooperate, and you're going to be frustrated. So, how can you get the tension down? Practice. Practice, practice, practice. And how can you practice with that and not ruin an entire skein? Just take a little bit of it off either the center pull, or you can pull it from the outside, either way. And just make a little ball of it and practice with it. Like this. Look at that little tiny ball. Barely notice it's off the skein. But it's enough that you can practice with it. And all you're going to do, literally, is just crochet with it. That's all you have to do. Just do what you normally do. And you'll eventually figure out your tension. and how you have to hold the yarn so that, you see how the strands are just kind of laying, can you see that? Where is it? See how the strands are laying like that across my finger? That's what you want them to do. You want them to lay flat across your finger as you pull them through. If you do that, then you can see that the strands stay straight. They don't get tangled. They don't wander off. You don't lose one. And look, that's a pretty uniform chain. And then you, after you've made a chain, then you go through and you just start crocheting with it. Now granted, crocheting with it can get tricky because of yarn overs and stuff like that. But literally, if you just keep the yarn over your finger like that, and sorry, it's a little difficult for me doing this because I'm trying to do it above a camera, so that's why I'm going a little slower than I normally would. And it's literally all you have to just practice. Just keep that yarn flat on your finger. And keep your hook steady. I swear it's easier when you're doing it than for me trying to do this and film it at the same time. Doing it is much easier. Also, well, there's no also. I was going to say, once you've got the hang of it and you're actually working off the skein itself, it kind of acts. The friction of the cotton coming out of the skein helps with the tension, so the yarn stays in place better than like with me working with this little swat, this little sample piece. But the whole goal of this is just for you to practice to get the hang of where your tension needs to be so that you can get decent stitches. The irony of me struggling with this is not lost on me, but again, I'm looking over a camera and filming, which like there's a level of nervousness that goes in anytime you film it, so. Couple the nervousness of filming with looking over a camera, with dealing with a little sample of yarn, and I'm struggling, but it's not because of the technique, it's just because of all of the above. You'll have that sometimes though. But really, the key of what I wanted to tell you was you have to, the whole point of this exercise is to practice your tension, because your tension is very important when it comes to working with this yarn. If your tension's off, you're going to have a bad time with it. You're not going to enjoy the experience. And that's sad, because you can make some really pretty stuff with this yarn. Oops. But yeah, just let it glide over your index finger, or whichever finger you glide your yarn over. Make sure it's gliding flat and not turned or twisted or anything like that. And just practice your stitches. Plus, we all know the first row is always the hardest. Another suggestion I make is that you use a hook that has some sort of brushed finish. Like this is my Clover Amour. I wouldn't use a hook with a shiny neck, like an aluminum, like a polished aluminum neck, because it's too slippery for the yarn, and it works against you when you're trying to like fix your tension. So a polished hook, like I said, these Clover Amours, Tulip Atimos, that's the only one I figure off the top of my head, or like any like brushed aluminum crochet hook. You just want a hook that's got some roughness to it, and that'll help you guide these threads where you want them to go. So yeah, make sure the yarn stays flat on your finger. Use a brushed metal hook and practice your tension. And eventually, it might take you a little bit, because I am far from perfect with this, obviously. But my stitches are so much more improved than what they were since I did some practice swatches before I dove into a project. And then, even after I did my practice swatches and I dove into a project, I can see the improvement in my stitches from when I started a project to as I progressed in it. As I progressed in it, the stitches became even more defined than they were. So yeah, the key to this yarn is literally patience and practice and tension. And I just wanted to throw that out there because I know that a lot of people jumped on the bandwagon and bought the mystery bags of the of the Cotton Kings. This one is my rainbow. I love this so much, and it is different, and it's different to work with than other yarns. So I figured, since I've worked with it quite a bit now, I'd just throw you a couple of tips. Anyway, that's the video. If that was helpful, please give me a thumbs up and a like. If you're new here and you think you might enjoy my content, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the bell icon so that the next time I upload a video. I do go live every Wednesday, normally between 8 and 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time. And we just chat about all things life, crochet, crafts, what have you. And I do a video normally about once a week. So, thanks for being here. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.